Namaste students. So today we are going to deal with the chapter that is haloalkanes and haloarenes. So in your last class, in the previous class, we have studied regarding the types or the classification of haloalkanes as well as haloarenes based on number of halogen atom, okay, as well as based on the hybridization, type of hybridization. If I'll go with the based on number of halogen atom, so it has been divided into three types: monohalogen, dihalogen as well as polyhalogen. So where again dihalogen we have divided into two types, that is vicinal halide as well as geminal halide, right? So based on type of hybridization if we will divide, so that will be of two types. So one is with sp3 hybridization and another one is based on sp2 hybridization. So again sp3 hybridization, in the sense there the carbon will be having single bond, right? So the halogen will be attached to a carbon, so that carbon will be having single bond around it. So that will comes under sp3 hybridization. So there alkylic, alanic as well as benzylic. So those are the three types has been classified. And sp2 hybridization, in the sense there again we have divided, in the sense we have like allylic hybridization as well as vinylic hybridization. So based on those hybridization, this is classification we have done. So later on we have studied regarding the methods of preparation from alcohol as well as by using of free radicals and your electrophilic substitution reaction, Sandmeier's reaction, which is very important, by using of sodium nitrate as well as by using of alkene. So that can be done by using of hydrogen halide as well as your just addition of halogen, okay. And later we have studied regarding the halogen exchange, which is mean reaction, that is nothing but Finkelstein reaction as well as Schwarz reaction, right, by using of sodium iodide as well as silver halide group, right. So that is nothing but Finkelstein as well as Schwarz reaction. And last part that you have studied, that is nothing but physical properties, okay. So there you have studied regarding the melting as well as boiling point, density as well as solubility, right. So in today's class we will be studying regarding chemical properties. So till last class we have studied regarding physical properties. So from today onwards we will be studying the concept known as chemical properties. How haloalkanes chemically how it will react, as well as how haloarenes will react with one another. So that we are going to study under this topic. Okay. So first we will just go through with haloalkanes. Just we'll see the chemical properties or chemical reactions of haloalkanes. So here mainly three types or three methods you are going to learn. The first method is known as nucleophilic substitution reaction. Nucleophilic substitution reaction. And the second one is known as elimination reaction. Elimination reaction. And the third one is the reaction which will take place with the metal. Reaction with metal. So these three reactions we will be learning under this topic, under today's topic. Okay. So nucleophilic substitution reaction, elimination reaction as well as reaction with metal. So one by one we will see. The first one is known as nucleophilic substitution reaction. So just write down the first reaction method, that is nucleophilic substitution reaction. So now here, if you take your haloalkanes, if you are taking your haloalkanes, this is your alkane group, right? So one halogen has been removed, so there one hydrogen has been removed from, in that place halogen has been attached. So that is nothing but haloalkanes, right? So now if you take haloalkanes, you know these are highly reactive in nature, right? Haloalkanes are highly reactive in nature. Why? Because the electronegativity, if you compare with these two, okay, so the difference is very much difference it is having. So due to that reason, those are highly reactive in nature. So if you go with this will get partial negative charge, because most of the electron will be attracted towards your halogen because of high electronegativity of your halogen, right? Group 17 element. So due to that reason, the halogen will get partial negative charge and the carbon will get partial positive charge. So what will happen? It will get attacked easily. It will get attacked by any of the nucleophile, okay, which is negatively charged. So it will get attacked by any of the nucleophile. So when it will get attacked by nucleophile, halogen will be removed. Okay. So when this carbon will get attacked by nucleophile, halogen will be removed from the compound, so that you will get halide ion. Okay, so halide ion will be separated from the compound by the nucleophilic substitution. Okay, so when you will substitute this nucleophile to the carbon, this halogen will be removed as halide ion. Okay, so you can remove halide ion by nucleophilic substitution reaction. So this will be considered as nucleophilic substitution reaction. So as a nucleophile, you can use hydroxyl group, you can use water. Okay, as well as you can use amine group, you can use cyanide, nitrite. Okay, nitrite groups can be utilized, as well as acetic acid. So these kind of groups you can use where OH minus will be acting as a nucleophile. So these are all nucleophiles that we can use over here for the substitution reaction. So here mainly for the CBC students. So just go through with the textbook. So under this topic, you have a column where they have given some of the nucleophile. Okay. So once you understood the concept of nucleophilic substitution reaction, how, on what basis or what manner you are going to get the product. So just see that column. What kind of nucleophile attack to the carbon compound, in the sense hierarchy, so that what kind of product you are going to get. Okay. Just go through. Easy concept. Okay. Because for you people, it is like nucleophile, any kind of nucleophile they can give as a question, and they can ask you to write the product. But for state students, it is like tertiary butyl component. Most of the time they are going to ask if you are going with the types. Okay. So now here, CBC students, you should know regarding the concept. So that is nothing but ambivalent nucleophilic substitution reaction. Ambivalent nucleophile. Ambivalent means what? Here, the nucleophile whatever we are taking, okay, so there we are going to have two nucleophilic sites. Okay, so ambivalent means what? Two, right? So it will be having two nucleophilic sites. Some of the nucleophile, okay, so which will act as ambivalent nucleophile. So example, if I take cyanide group as well as nitrate group, if you are taking, okay, so nitrite. Okay, so these groups if you take, so this will be acting as ambivalent nucleophile. So how it will act as ambivalent nucleophile? For example, if I go with cyanide, okay, so I'll just take cyanide now. So now here what will happen? Cyanide, if you are writing, so here what will happen? This carbon will get negative charge. So here what will happen? The carbon will be acting as a nucleophilic site. Okay, in a sense, linkage site will be there with the carbon. So when this will be acting as a nucleophile, when it will attack to your haloarchy, okay, so this nucleophile will attack to the carbon and halogen group will be removed as halide, right? So you will get product as RCN. Okay, so you are going to get the product with alkyl cyanide. Okay, the formation of alkyl cyanide will take place as a product. Sometimes the nitrogen also will be acting as nucleophilic site. Okay, so this nitrogen also sometimes it acts as nucleophilic site. So by that, the attack of nucleophile will take place from the nitrogen side. Linkage will take place from nitrogen, so that your product will be there with this form. So this is nothing but isocyanide form. Okay, so isocyanide formation will take place. So see, cyanide group will be called as ambivalent nucleophile. Why? Because here the two nucleophilic sites can be seen. Carbon also can act as a nucleophile, as well as nitrogen also can be acting as a nucleophilic site. Okay, so this will be considered as ambivalent nucleophile. We'll go with the nitrite. If you are taking nitrite, how it will act as a nucleophile? Ambivalent nucleophile. So nitrite structure, if you are writing in the sense, O will get minus charge. In a sense, this is a linkage site now, nucleophilic site now, right? So when this will be acting as a nucleophile, it will be attacked to your haloarchy. By that time, consider your carbon group as R. Okay, halogen has been removed, and this site will go and attack to the carbon, right? So here the compound formation you are going to get in this form. So this kind of product you are going to get, right? Okay. So what is this? Alkane nitride formation alkane nitrate formation takes place. Sometimes what will happen, instead of oxygen, so this can be this oxygen or it can be another oxygen also, because you know resonance pairing it takes place, it can go with this oxygen as well as it can go with another oxygen also. Sometimes what will happen, in this nitrite group, nitrogen will be acting as a nucleophilic site or linkage site. So by then you will get product in this form. The product formation will take place in this form. Nucleophilic substitution will be there with this form. Okay, nitrogen will get attached to your carbon and halide group will be removed. Okay, so now this kind of structure, so that is nothing but nitroalkyl formation will take place as a product. So this kind of group will be considered as androgen nucleophile. So here what will happen? Two nucleophilic sites can be seen over here. For that reason, we are going to call it as androgen nucleophile. Okay. So the first nucleophilic substitution reaction that we are going to see today, that is SN1 reaction, which is also called as substitution nucleophilic unimolecular reaction or unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, which is very important for state as well as CBSE. Okay, so nucleophilic substitution reaction, there are two types of reactions you are going to learn. So one is known as SN1 reaction and another is known as SN2 reaction. So in these two reactions, one is a compulsory question for your final exam. Okay, so now we'll see first what is meant by SN1 or substitution nucleophilic unimolecular reaction. Okay, so here this will be carried out by using of protopolar solvents. Okay, like your water as well as acetic acid. So these kind of solvents we are going to use over here. Okay, as a nucleophile, and we are going to consider with the reaction. So we'll just take the example over here. So I'll be taking your tertiary butyl bromide. Very important reaction. Okay. So tertiary butyl bromide. So hydrogen 3 hydrogen has been removed. Okay. So in that case, our group has been attached. That is under tertiary group, right? So tertiary butyl bromide. Okay. So now here what will happen? So this will be reacted with the nucleophile. Okay. OH minus. So I'm going to use as a nucleophile. Okay. So here this will be acting as a nucleophile. So what will happen when a nucleophilic group will attack to the carbon? Your halogen group will be removed, right? So what kind of product you are going to get? Carbon, CH3, 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 OH. Okay. So this group will attack over here and Br will be removed, right? Okay. So Br minus. Okay. So when you ask SN1 reaction, if you write this much, you won't get 3 marks. Okay. So if you want to get 3 marks, you have to write the steps. Okay. So SN1 reaction, remember SN1, one reaction in the sense there are 2 steps. Okay. With the mechanism. So here mechanism we consider 2 steps of reaction. So we'll go for the first step. So it is compulsory that when you are writing step 1, you have to write what will happen in that step 1. In just one sentence if you write also enough. Okay. So here when you are writing, write here formation of carbocation. Okay. So step 1, consider formation of carbocation. So here carbocation will be formed. So now we'll see, we'll just take our reactant. So that is nothing but tertiary butyl bromide. So by using of tertiary butyl bromide, SN1 reaction I am supposed to do. So now here what will happen? In first step, formation of a carbocation takes place. So remember, this reaction is slowest reaction. Okay. So slow reaction will take place over here. And what this arrow indicate? This arrow indicate the reaction is reversible. Okay. Reaction is reversible also. So here the reaction is, so these and all points that we have to write. Okay. So reversible reaction it is. So now here what will happen? Formation of carbocation, in a sense, breakage of bond takes place here. Okay, where halogen group or halide group will be attached to the carbon. of bond will take place. So how this breakage of bond will take place? See, this reaction will take place by the addition of, as I said, your protopolar solvents. So what will happen? The solvation will take place with your halide group as well as protopolar solvent. So when that solvation will be taking place, by that some amount of energy it will release. By using of that energy, the breakage of the bond will take place with your halide ion. So here the breakage of bond will be formed and you will get a carbocation. Formation of a carbocation will take place. Less, bonds, because you know carbon, it needs 4 bonds around it, so give positive charge. Okay, carbocation. Carbon, it will get positive charge, so that will be considered as carbocation. Formation of carbocation will take place, so this is nothing but intermediate formation. Okay, formation of intermediate will take place in SN1 reaction. Okay, so this is step 1. So now here, next we will go with step 2. So what you are supposed to write now, here carbocation has been formed. Okay, so this carbocation will react with the nucleophile. Nucleophilic substitution will take place to carbocation. Okay, so here you have to write. So we write nucleophilic or nucleophile substitution to carbocation. Okay, nucleophilic will get substituted towards your carbocation. Just take your carbocation as well as what we call as intermediate. You can take that intermediate. So this carbocation will get attacked by the nucleophile whatever we take. Okay, so OH minus are taken now. So here it will get attacked towards this positive charge. Always positive and negative attracts with each other, right? So this negative will get attracted towards this positive charge, so that you will get product as C with CH3, and here OH minus nucleophilic will get substituted towards your carbon, right? So this is the major product whatever it will be formed in SN1 reaction, unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So this will be considered as SN1 reaction. So step 1 consider formation of carbocation, and step 2 consider the nucleophilic will get attacked towards your carbocation. So this is your SN1 reaction. And remember, here no need to write, for your information I am saying. Here actually the formation of a racemic mixture will takes place. Racemic mixture is nothing but equal amount of D and L configuration. Okay, in the sense now here the nucleophilic site is present in this side, right? So in the sense your right side. If OH minus the nucleophilic site is present in another side. Okay, in the sense your left side, in the sense two racemic mixture, two equal amount of isomers formation will takes place. Okay. So what is mean by racemic mixture, how it will be formed, all those things you'll be learning under the concept. Okay, so that I'll teach in next class. So you just remember, whenever SN1 reaction will take place, a racemic mixture formation will be formed. Why this racemic mixture is possible? Due to the formation of intermediate. If intermediate is there, okay, the carbocation intermediate formation if it will take place, then racemic mixture formation will be formed. But here what will happen? This product is a major product. So it is compulsory to write this product whenever it will be asked. See, some students what they will do, they will write all the steps properly, but here when they are writing product, instead of writing this product OH minus, they write this and they give the answer. But you won't get full marks over here because major product only should be written. Okay, so this product only you are supposed to write. So this will be considered as SN1 reaction. So remember, here intermediate formation will take place. So due to that reason, the racemic mixture also will be seen over here. Okay, and if you are writing the rate for the reaction, so you have studied. So this is like you have steps, right? Okay, steps, the reactions are there. So by the rate, on which order you are supposed to consider whether you are supposed to consider step 1 or step 2. You have studied in chemical kinetics. If you are writing rate for mechanical, in the sense if you are having mechanism, by then you are supposed to consider the slowest step for just to write the rate of the reaction. So in these two reactions, which is the slowest step? The first reaction is slowest step. So you are supposed to consider the reactant of the slowest step. So if you are writing rate, how you can write? So rate is equal to, or R is equal to K into concentration of alkyl halide. That is nothing but Rx. Okay. See, only for reactant you are going to write, right, rate of the reaction. Okay. So this should be written because you are going to consider rate determining step is for slowest step, that is for first step of the reaction. Okay. So you can write rate is equal to K into concentration of alkyl halide. So if you go with the order of the reaction, that is 1. Okay. So here the order of the reaction for this SN1 reaction, that is first order. Okay. So first order of a reaction it will be having. And if you go with the order of the reactivity, tertiary is having more reactivity than secondary than primary. Okay. If you are considering, for that sake I have taken tertiary group over here so that you can remember SN1 reaction, they last for CBSE mainly they last by giving tertiary, secondary, primary they give, and they ask you to find out the product, and they ask you to find out in which case the reactivity will be more. Okay. So by then you have to write a tertiary, because tertiary, due to the presence of more bulky groups, stability will be more. Okay. So here the stability, when the stability will be more, by that time the rate will go with the faster rate. Okay, rate of the reaction will be faster than rate. So due to that reason, tertiary will be having more reactivity towards SN1 reaction than your primary. For that sake, I have taken tertiary group only as an example, so that it is easy to remember. Okay, so this is regarding SN1 reaction.